Hey you guys, and welcome back. Today is going to be the last video of Foundation February. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, this video will make no sense. Basically, I've been posting nothing but foundation videos for the entire month of February, and today I wanted to kind of do a wrap-up video on the entire month. So I'm going to be ranking all of the foundations that I've tested out in the month of February. I'm going to be ranking them from best to worst. I got this idea from the Taylor on YouTube. She does 15 days of foundation, and I always love when she does a wrap-up video because it's like a quick and easy guide to what her final thoughts are on all the foundations that she tested. So hopefully you guys like this idea and you find this video helpful. I did test out more than the 10 foundations that I filmed videos on, but I decided to only include the foundations that I actually filmed a wear test video. The stick foundations that I tested out and the other powder foundations I'm not going to include. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm just drinking some tea because it's like freezing in my house right now. I actually have like a blanket on me. Have the foundations ranked on my phone. I put down the approximate cost of each foundation. I feel like price does play a factor into my ranking system because sometimes a foundation can be really good, but it's also super expensive, and sometimes two foundations can be really similar and then I just put the cheapest one first. Price plays a big part in what I purchase and what I like from the drugstore. I think I want to start with worst and lead up to best. This is the Physicians Formula Healthy Powder Foundation. This just did not work with my skin. It was hard to build up, it was patchy, it didn't last throughout the day. My skin got pretty oily by the end of the day. Just wasn't anything that I liked about this foundation. It's not cheap. It's like a $20 foundation. It has 7.8 grams of product, and it's just, I don't know, for that price point, I expected it to be really, really good. I actually am wearing it on my skin today. I used it as a setting powder. I think as a setting powder, it might be okay. I'm still testing it out. I don't have like final thoughts yet on that, but as an actual powder foundation, I did not like it. I would not recommend it. I have to rank it at number 10. It just was not one of my favorites. Just as a reference, I do have a normal to combination skin type. I know I said this in every single video this month, but just so you guys kind of have an idea of why the foundation worked for me or why it didn't. Coming in at number 9 is, okay, it's another powder foundation. I don't know why these two powders, I just did not like them. This is the JCat Aquassurance Compact Foundation. I had such high hopes for this foundation. I was really excited about it. I bought it off Ulta, so I paid like the duties and stuff to get it here in Canada. It'll cost me like $18 to buy this foundation. It comes with 9 grams of product. I just didn't like it. It did not look good on my skin. By the end of the day, I just felt like it was cakey on my skin. It looked heavy. It also seemed to emphasize pores on my skin. I don't know why it's not supposed to emphasize pores. It's actually supposed to decrease the appearance of pores, but on me it just really showed my pores, it showed my texture, and I just did not like this foundation. I don't think it's worth the high price point. And then coming in at number 8 is the Revolution Beauty Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This one I have to rank at 8 because I didn't know this at first, but when I looked up the price, it's actually like $16 Canadian, which is kind of pricey. I think that's a bit of a pricey foundation for what it is. It comes with less than the standard 30 milliliters. Like usually liquid foundations in Canada come with 30 milliliters of product. This one comes with 23. So with that higher price point, the fact that it comes with less product and the actual way it looked on my skin, I don't think this is worth it. It's just like a average foundation to me. Just wanted to put my ponytail up, but it just looked average to me. It looked okay after the initial application, and it wore okay throughout the day, but I don't know, it just didn't really appeal to me that much. It is a nice full coverage foundation. I will say that it has really, really good coverage. It has a nice satin finish. It doesn't make your skin look super oily or greasy throughout the day. I just think there are probably cheaper options at the drugstore that you can go for instead of this one. So that's why it's an 8. Next up is number 7, which is the Revlon Candid Foundation. The ranking of this one is kind of similar to my reasoning for the Revolution Beauty one. I just wasn't super impressed by this foundation. I wasn't blown away by it. It wasn't a bad foundation. Like, these were not bad foundations. It just didn't blow me away. It retails for $16, so the same price as the Revolution one, and it comes with only 22 milliliters, so even less product. I think given that price point, the fact that it wasn't like an outstanding foundation on my skin, I had to rank it in like 7th. I don't know why I put it one up the Revolution Beauty one, but overall, I don't think you need to spend the money on this. I think you can probably find a better option at the drugstore that will do the exact same things. Not that it was bad, just didn't really impress me that much. Number 6. This one actually, I had it ranked way lower, and then when I rewore it and kept testing it out, I bumped it up because I actually think it's pretty good now that I've like tested it out a bit. And this is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. When I tested it out in that video, I really didn't like it. I thought it looked terrible on my skin, and I just did not like the way it looked by the end of the day. But the more I test it out, the more I like this foundation. It's so weird. It's like changing. I feel like it's even gonna get bumped up more in my foundation collection. I didn't like it at first, and I think it was because of the setting spray I used. I used the Catrice Dewy Finish setting spray, and I think whenever I use that setting spray, my skin just gets greasier throughout the day. It's just more likely to get oily. When I've been testing this one out lately, I haven't worn it with that spray, and it looks 10 times better. I had this one on my skin for, I want to say like 16 hours maybe. Like I had it on for a very, very long time, and it looked really good at the end of that 16-hour day. It wasn't oily, it didn't fade, it didn't separate on my skin. It actually looked really good. You get the standard 30 milliliters of product, which is great, finally, and it cost about $14. You can find Catrice at Shoppers. We finally got it in Canada. It has a beautiful full coverage. Like it's a very, very full coverage foundation, but it still looks like skin, which is my favorite thing. I love foundations that feel lightweight and still have that skin-like finish, but they still offer that coverage that you want. In that wear test video, it just did not look good on me, but now I really like it. And then in number 5, I ended up putting the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Powder. I think this is where I could have maybe put this one in front of the Superstay powder, but I actually do really like this powder foundation. I think this looks really nice on my skin. Whenever I wear this one, I feel like my skin just looks very healthy and natural. It feels lightweight on my skin. It's reliable, it's gonna last, it's not gonna get super oily. I've really been into powder foundations lately, and I love that this one is really convenient. You don't need to spend a lot of time blending it out. It's very quick, it's very easy to apply in the morning. I also like the coverage of this. I like the satin finish that it gives my skin. It's $15 and you get 6 grams of product. Pretty limited amount of product, and it's kind of expensive, so probably wait for it to go on sale. This is where it got a little bit challenging for me because I kind of liked all of these foundations in their own way. Like I feel like they were all really, really good options, and I lucked out by picking good foundations to test out. So in 4th place, I put the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. This one was very surprising. Like I had very low hopes for it. I don't know why, but after wearing it and after testing it out, I really like it. It has such nice coverage. It looks flawless on the skin. The shade match is perfect for me. This is in the shade, what is it? Natural, and it's like almost a perfect match for my skin right now. It's a matte finish, but it's not a flat foundation. It's more, I guess it's more like a satin finish, full coverage, and it lasts all day on my skin. Like I wore this one for a longer wear test. I think it was like a 10 to 12 hour wear test. My skin was not greasy at all. I didn't get any oil in my T-zone area. For some reason, wasn't expecting it to have a good staying power, but it did. This one does come with the standard 30 milliliters of product, but again, it's pricey. I don't know why the drugstore foundations are so pricey. This one retails for between like 15 to 20 depending on where you get it. Overall, I really liked it, and I didn't have anything super negative to say about that one either. In 3rd place, I have the CoverGirl Outlast Active 24-Hour Foundation. I actually think maybe this one should bump up one level. Like it should be in 2, maybe. This is actually like a $10 foundation. Thank God. I don't know why foundations can't stay at the $10 range. It comes with the standard 30 milliliters of product. It also has SPF 20 in it, which is a huge benefit. I picked up the shade Buff Beige. I really like this foundation. I wore this one to work one day, and then I had an event after work where I didn't get home till like around 10, and this foundation still looked really nice on my skin by the time I got home. I didn't get super oily. This foundation is just really, really nice. It has decent coverage. I wouldn't say it's like a full coverage foundation. It's probably closer to like a medium, depending on if you use a brush or a sponge. I think this is a great option at the drugstore. I don't know why now I didn't bump it up one, but it's at number 3. I don't know. I think maybe it's tied. It's tied for 2. It's tied with what I ranked as number 2, which is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Foundation. At first, when I first applied this one, I didn't like it. I thought it looked really greasy on my skin. It was dewy, but it was borderline greasy. Like, I'd almost say it was more greasy than dewy. I didn't like the way it looked, but once I applied the rest of my makeup, I ended up really liking this foundation. Also, it still looked just as good as it did at the beginning of the day. It didn't get any oilier or any greasier. Even though it's a luminous foundation, I was super impressed by it. The coverage was good as well. It was probably like a medium to full coverage. I think you could probably build it up to full. It also has SPF 18, which is really, really nice. The only downside to Flower Beauty is that you can't really get it in Canada. Like, I shipped this one from Ulta, and then I had to pay duties on it, and it is a bit expensive as well. It comes with 30 milliliters of product, but you're paying 15, around, I think like around 15 to 20, somewhere in between. I thought this was a really good quality foundation. I actually felt like I was wearing something way more expensive than it was, but I think given that this one is so much cheaper and it is also really good, I think they're probably like tied for second. And then number 1 is the foundation that I have on my skin right now. It was actually like one of the first foundations that I tested, but I really, really liked it. And it's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I think this is L'Oreal's best foundation that they have. And I also think it's one of the best at the drugstore. It is kind of expensive. L'Oreal tends to be kind of expensive. It comes with a standard 30, but it does cost around 15 to 20 depending on where you purchase L'Oreal. But it's such a nice foundation. Whenever I wear this, I just feel like my skin looks super healthy, super natural. It doesn't feel heavy or sticky on my skin. Nice coverage. Like, I'd say it's about maybe like a medium coverage. It lasts a super long time. Like, I can wear this one for an entire workday and also go to an event after work, and it's still gonna look great on my skin. It doesn't get super oily throughout the day, even though it's got this beautiful glow to it. I love the way it feels on my skin. Like, it really doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a foundation. It's definitely one of like my top drugstore foundations at the moment. Like, out of all of the foundations that I've ever tried from the drugstore, I think that one is like pretty close to the top. I don't even know if I have like an all-time favorite drugstore foundation. I should probably like look into that and decide what like my top 3 are. But I think that one is in it. I love the way my skin looks in this foundation. Anyway, that sums up this video. I'm sorry if it was super long and wordy, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. I also hope you enjoyed Foundation February. All I've been thinking makeup-wise lately has been foundation. So I'm kind of glad it's over, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful and interesting. There's a lot of great products at the drugstore. I always hate when people are shocked about the quality of drugstore products. I mean, I've only ever really used drugstore makeup, and I think the drugstore has amazing products. I don't think we need to be shocked anymore when it's good, you know? Obviously not everything at the drugstore is going to be good, but I think we need to like stop being shocked about amazing drugstore products, because they have a ton of amazing stuff at the drugstore these days. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of Foundation February. If you have any questions about any of the foundations or you need any clarification, just leave a comment down below. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to see more videos, and I guess I will see you in my next one. Bye!